Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wellness Wednesday, Season 2, where we treat your business like the living, breathing organism that it is. All right, last week we talked about identity, the face of your business, and today we're going to go a little bit deeper. All right, we're going to move from the face to the stomach, the digestive system of your wealth. All right, so your business can only move forward, it can only scale to new levels if it's well fed and properly nourished. So, if your company feels sick, if your company feels a little sluggish, or if you are stuck just trading time for money, the problem isn't your talent. It is the quality of resources that you're feeding your business. All right. So today's question is quite simple. Is your business fueled by scarcity or is it healthy enough to attract wealth? All right. So anyone that's new here, I am Charita Raél, the Vizion Catalyst, and I blend energetic alignment with real world strategy to help visionaries like you scale without fragmenting yourself. Now, let's talk about these resources, the true resources that fuel your path to purpose-filled prosperity. Y'all ready? All right, so we're going to get into it, okay? Now, in our visionary wellness framework, resources, okay, resources are the total nourishment that keeps your business alive. And I like this think of as this acronym MATE, right? So mate, the mate, our mate keeps us alive. Our mate keeps us healthy. Our mate keeps our business thriving. And what does MATE stand for? It stands for money, assets, time, and energy. Okay? Money, assets, time, energy. So if your digestive system is off, your entire body suffers. And the same is true for your business, right? If we know that our physical bodies aren't properly digesting food, if it's stuck in our bodies, it throws our body off. Again, this is the same for your business. And I want to talk about a trap that keeps so many brilliant entrepreneurs struggling. All right, y'all ready for this? They feed their business junk food. Okay. Now, hey, I'm not trying to get into your personal life, but again, in this series, we are treating your business like a living, breathing organism. And I want to go over some of the junk food that some of us may be feeding our business. All right. So, in this world of business, when we talk about junk food, I'm talking about three major junk food items, if you will, that can really throw off our business. There's a lot of them, but the three major ones is number one, feeding your business scarcity instead of strategy. And we're going to dig a little bit into what that looks like. Okay. The next form of junk food that we may be feeding our business is feeding it busyness instead of focused time. All right. Now, the third form of junk food, excuse me, we may be feeding our business is doubt. Feeding our business is doubt instead of decisive energy. And so, what is the result when we talk about scarcity versus strategy? When we talk about busyness versus focused time? When we talk about doubt instead of decisive energy? The result is a slick, sluggish, and constipated business. Have y'all ever been constipated? You don't have to answer that in the comments, but a sick, sluggish, constipated business. And what that means is it's holding on to what it should release, and it can't process the proper nourishment that it needs in order for it to grow. And so what happens is we end up trading time for money just to survive instead of investing resources to scale and thrive. I gotta make a t-shirt. I'm gonna say this again. Sometimes you can end up trading time for money just to survive instead of investing resources to scale and thrive. Breathe that in for a second. hmm Now, here is the energetic parallel, the wellness side of this equation. Scarcity is not so much an economic condition. Scarcity is a belief system. It's a belief system that your business is not provided for. Okay. And so when you operate from a belief of lack, you accept junk food resources because now we're in a panic. Now we're in survival mode and, we're just grabbing and doing anything that we feel or that we hope may work, right? For instance, you accept low paying clients that drain your energy. You accept working later hours that cost you more time. And you are taking on every task or accepting every task because you believe you can't afford to properly delegate your money. And here's the thing that we all should know. Okay, the universe is abundant and your business is designed for abundance. So we just have to stop feeding it the lie of lack. Okay, so next I want to get into this triangle, the money, time, energy triangle. Wealth, and there's all forms of wealth, right? Wealth is a triangle of balanced resources. And these three sides must be in alignment. So the first side is money, which we're going to look at as the fuel. Okay. Now, this is the nutrient that lets your business buy better time and energy. All right. So it's not about money just flowing in. Here, this is so important, y'all. Oh my goodness. And as I've learned this, am learning this, it's so profound. Okay. Money doesn't just flow in. It must flow through a secure infrastructure that facilitates your freedom. I want to say this again. There's this concept of money flowing in, but that's not good enough. Okay. When the money flows in, you also have to have an infrastructure for the money to flow through that facilitates your freedom. All right. Now, the second side of this triangle is time. I want you to think of this as the vessel. So, although we can't control time, okay, we can't manage time. We can manage how we move within a certain window of time, but you can't manage time. You can only manage your energy within it. So, stop asking how long something is going to take to finish and instead reframe it. Start asking, what is the highest value way I can spend my focused energy right now to generate the highest return? I'm going to say this again. We all have tasks. We all have that big old monkey that we gotta tackle in the morning. We have that big elephant, right? We have to chew bit by bit, right? So instead of looking at it as if, as in, oh, how long is this going to take? The best way to reframe and in order to approach it better is what is the highest value way I can spend my focused energy right now to generate the highest return. All right, now the last portion of this triangle is the engine. Okay, so which is our energy. So again, we have money, which is the fuel, we have time, which is the vessel, and then our energy, which is the engine. Okay, and this is the most crucial resource, right? This is why a lot of us are here to avoid burnout and know how to direct and manage and cultivate our energy better so that we can perform at our highest peak. So the most crucial resource is our energy, our currency. And if you are chronically depleted and running on fumes, your business will never achieve the momentum needed for massive growth. All right, so your personal energy sets the ceiling for your business's wealth capacity. Oh, this concept of capacity is so important. So you must be well fed and rested to lead with clarity so that you can attract more abundance. Now, when you master this triangle, you're going to stop being your own bottleneck. You're going to stop being your own weapon formed against yourself that seems like it's prospering, okay? And you're going to start operating as the resource provider. Okay? So just pause with that one, right? Remember, our money is the fuel, our energy is the vessel. Excuse me, our time is the vessel, and our energy is the engine. All right, now let's go into feeding this beautiful system that we have. All right, so I want to be very clear on this. The goal here is not to hoard resources, it's simply to optimize the flow of resources that you have. So, shifting from scarcity to a strategic flow of abundance. And I want to do a quick check on your business's diet. Okay, y'all ready? And if you are in one of my cohorts, you should have the business body check-in. And if not, the first video will guide you as to how to create your own. Okay, so we're going to do a quick check on our business diet. So the first thing we're going to do is do a quick audit of our assets. Are your systems, okay? Hopefully we have some, and if not, it's okay because this is why we're all here to learn more about implementing systems because the business can't only depend on us, right? We have to have other things in place to keep going while we're resting, while we're on vacation, while we're having downtime. So are your systems, your bones, strong enough to carry the money you're trying to attract? Ooh, because many of us are ready or feel like we're ready to make 100,000, 500,000, 500,000, millions of dollars in our business. But do you have the systems in place to carry the money? Do you have the infrastructure in place for the money to flow through? Not just for it to come in, because we all can have a bank account, right? That's too easy. The money can come in. But where is your infrastructure for the money to flow through? Many entrepreneurs are trying to drink from this financial hose, but their internal systems are just tiny straws. Ooh, let me say it again. Many entrepreneurs want to drink from this financial hose, this hose of that's abundantly giving out resources and money and all these things. But the internal systems that some entrepreneurs have are just tiny straws. Your straw ain't even big enough to suck in all these resources, right? You cannot sustain wealth without structure. Okay, it's one of the hardest lessons I've learned as a creative, as someone who's very into, you know, metaphysics and spirituality and all the things. You cannot sustain wealth without structure. Okay, for those of us who enjoy freedom and going with the flow and allowing the universe to do its thing, great. But again, without structure, you're not going to be able to sustain anything, right? It can come to you, but to continue flowing through your ecosystem, your wealth and wellness ecosystem, if you don't have the structure to hold it, you won't keep it. Now, the second point I want us to kind of do a quick audit in is our concept of investing versus spending. Okay. So this is a mindset shift from broke to abundant. So switching the verbiage from spending $500 to investing, right? So don't spend $500 on a new tool, on a new system, on a new program. Invest $500 to save yourself 8 to 10 hours a week of doing low value tasks, right? So this is a resource shift. You're trading your time for money. You're freeing up energy so you can focus more on high impact work that makes more money. All right. So what we're going through right now is a direct reflection of a high level principle. And that simply is money follows clarity, not chaos. Let's take a breath on that one. And so most entrepreneurs are willing to spend money on things that feel good, like a new website, a fancy trip, business trip, right? But there may be resistance to investing money in things that require faith, right? You taking a risk on yourself to make the right decision. Things like a high level coach, a mentor, a mastermind group, a scalable system, or simply just buying back your own time because you are investing your funds in a virtual assistant or whatever so that you can focus your energy on what you do best. And so true wealth is not found in just an accumulation of a bunch of things. It's not just all this stuff, all this stuff, all this stuff. Wealth is found in intelligent circulation. So you must trust that every dollar that you invest into building a stronger digestive system for your business will return to you as multiplied nourishment. I want to say this again, all right? You must trust that every single dollar you invest in building a stronger digestive system for your business will return as multiplied nourishment. All right. So again, audit your assets, think of investing versus spending, Remember this principle of money follows clarity, not chaos. And last but not least, create boundaries. Now, this is I want you to think about this as the excretion process, right? So we know about our digestive system, and just like, we take in food, and our digestive system says, "Hey, let's keep this over here because this is going to nourish the body, and then let's move this out of the body, right? Because we don't need it." Right? It doesn't serve a purpose, or we're simply it's done its job. And so a healthy digestive system knows how to eliminate waste. Now, this is one of the most challenging aspects of being an entrepreneur, business owner, especially if you started working with people that you feel like you're close to, or you've known each other for a long time. You have this sense of loyalty, right? And there's other things, so I want to get into this. Again, a healthy digestive system knows how to eliminate waste. This means the processes that are no longer working for you, right? So this means that up until this point, there has been ways that you've done things, and those ways will not carry you into the next level of scaling. It's not going to sustain you, okay? So, whenever we're elevating to new levels, almost always we're going to have to update, upgrade some of our processes. Okay. So, waste can be outdated processes. Excuse me. The next form of waste, partnerships. Okay. Partnerships, and this is a touchy one. Okay. Partnerships that no longer feel reciprocal, partnerships where there may be lack of integrity, partnerships where it's just no longer aligned. It doesn't even have to be anything wrong or bad. It's just not working. It's not going to help you thrive in your next level of growth. Okay. So again, waste is processes, waste is partnerships, and any other kind of emotional drains that are eating your time and your energy and still not yielding you any money, any abundance, any other resources. And you must be ruthless in cutting the things that poison your system. Okay? When your body is sick, in order for you to get better, you have to be ruthless in cutting out certain things that you used to do that contributed to your sickness. So same thing for your business. You must be ruthless in cutting the things that are poisoning the system of your business. And so your profitability is not a secret, okay? Your profitability is a reflection of how well you process the nourishment you receive. I want to say this again. Your profitability is not a secret. It's a reflection how well you process the nourishment you receive. All right. So if you haven't gotten anything from this mini lesson, I want you to remember that your business can only move forward if it's well fed, and it's calling for high quality nourishment. Okay. Not fast food, not junk food. We talking about five-star, five diamond experiences. Okay. All right. However you see your business. Okay. And if your business is struggling with resources right now, you do have a choice. Change the diet. And that means start honoring your energy, start prioritizing your time, and using money to create more freedom, not just to have more stuff, not just to get more stuff, right? And so when your business is nourished, it radiates health. And it will attract wealth and opportunities and partnerships and your target market, all the things. It will attract it naturally. All right. So again, family, this has been Wellness Wednesday, or excuse me, this has been Wealth and Wellness Wednesday. Okay. Exploring Visionary Wellness Season 2. If this message grabbed you, if it moved you, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to grab your business body check-in worksheet and assess your resources area, okay, to see where you're going to need to change some of these things in your business's diet. All right, family. So again, I'm Charita Raél, the Vision Catalyst, where we build from wholeness, not hunger. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.